Hello everyone, I'm Simon and I've been part of St George's for a fair few years now, and this evening I just want to briefly talk about the importance of speaking truth and keeping to our word. So it might just be me, but I get the feeling our culture is quite non-committal. We can all too often commit to a plan right up until something better comes along, or until we feel differently on the day and choose to opt out. We make promises without much consideration, and often without the full intention of following through on our word. It seems this culture isn't too dissimilar to biblical times as well. In Matthew 5, as part of his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says this: "Again, you have heard that it was said to people long ago, 'Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made.' But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one." So in this passage, Jesus is referring to the kind of ceremonious way in which the Jews and the Pharisees swore oaths to each other in order to impress and persuade others. It seems that the act of taking oaths has become a way of manipulating people or allowing wiggle room to get out of a previously made agreement. The key issue is about being honest. If you need to swear by something or make an oath in order to convince someone of your honest intentions, it probably suggests a history of being untruthful. Jesus is essentially calling them out on it, and on this practice, and saying there's no need for taking oaths or swearing when simply yes or no is sufficient for something to be binding. And I think it's definitely a challenge when we try and apply it to our own lives. So I suppose a simple example of this for me would be being asked to do this squad preach as an example. Initially I said, yeah, go on, I'll do it, that's fine. And then later I realised, actually I've got quite a lot of stuff on in the run-up to it, work commitments, things you got booked in, stuff like that. And basically another time would have been better for me. But after discussing it and realising it'll be difficult to change at short notice, I stuck to my commitment, and here I am. It's a bit ironic, the topic that I'm talking about, really, isn't it? But, it's a good job God uses us in our weaknesses, doesn't he? And I think as Christians, we need to be really mindful of that and considered in the words we speak and the commitments that we make, being careful not to make promises that we cannot deliver on. And I appreciate it's not always an easy thing to do. In our lives, life's full, plans are made, things come up, plans change, different things are asked from us, from different people. And it can be difficult to navigate. However, Jesus, he does give us some pretty solid advice on the subject. He tells us to be people of our word and keep our speech simple. Jesus was fully committed to his Father's will, and he speaks truth and keeps his word. And as Christians, it's important that we take responsibility for the words that we speak as well, and the commitments that we make. This helps us grow into reliable, dependable people of God who have integrity. And this in turn reflects the characteristics of Jesus through that, giving us an opportunity to display these to those who don't know him, and essentially just pointing to Jesus through that. That's about all I want to say on that, really. Just to conclude, in a culture where words are quite cheap and disposable, it's very powerful when we keep our word to those around us. So, just to finish, just let us be as a church who are, a transparent church, straightforward and honest in our speech and the way we talk. And, let our yes be yes and our no's be no's.